Hello students, today we will start with isomerism in alkenes. Haloalkenes. Haloalkenes, they undergo two types of isomerism, that is chain and position. See, the first one is the chain isomerism, where if you'll see, when two or more haloalkanes are there and they all are having the same molecular formula, but their size of the longest chain of carbon atom, it is different. Okay, their molecular formula is same, but the longest chain of carbon atom, it is different. Then such isomerism, it is called chain isomerism. Like if you'll see here, this is an example of chlorobutane. See, if you'll see here, 1 2 3 4 carbon atoms are there, and 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 hydrogens are there, means C4H9Cl. So all of these will have this molecular formula only, but their structures are different. Structures are different in the manner of their longest chain. Like this one is there, its IUPAC name is 1-chlorobutane. At first position, this chloro group is attached, and this is a longest chain of butane. Similarly, if you'll see this, the molecular formula is the same, this only, but the structure is different. Here, the longest chain, it is of 3 carbon atoms only. It's propane, in which at first position counting will start from here 1 2 and 3, 1 chloro, 2 methyl propane. See, this was a chain of butane and this is the chain of propane. Now the last one is, if you'll see, this is the longest chain here, and see, the chain is same. Yes, the chain here is same, but the structure is different. If we'll see here, at second position chloro group is also present, and at this position only this methyl group is also present. So all these three, they are having different IUPAC namings. Now second type of isomerism is position isomerism, where the position of the haloalkane will change. Okay, when two or more haloalkanes having the same molecular formula, they possess a halogen atom attached to different carbon atoms of the chain. Here if you see, this is 1-chlorobutane. This chloro group, it is attached to the first carbon of the butane chain, and here the chain is of butane only, but the position of chloro group, it has been changed. Now it is here. So these are called position isomers. And now we will study the methods of preparation of haloalkanes. Today we will study about hydrocarbons only. In this, alkenes and alkenes we will study. First is from hydrocarbons. From alkenes, see, this we have done in class 10th also. Like all the saturated hydrocarbon, they undergo chlorination in presence of sunlight, and here we'll get CH3Cl, CH2Cl2, CHCl3 and CCl4. Okay, this will happen in presence of sunlight. In case of higher alkenes, if higher alkenes are there and then chlorination is to be carried out, monohalogenation gives a mixture of different isomeric products. See here, we'll get 45% of this 1-chloropropane and 55% of 2-chloropropane. Now, if why iodination of alkane is reversible? There is a question. If we'll do iodination of alkene, see, methane we have taken, and if we'll try to do iodination of this alkane, we will obtain CH3I and HI. Why this is a reversible process? This is a reversible process. Okay, because HI formed in the reaction, this HI which is formed in the reaction, it acts as a strong reducing agent. and it reduces the alkyl iodide, and the reaction we will again get this alkane back, and thus an equilibrium is set up between the alkane and the alkyl iodide. Alkane and the alkyl iodide, an equilibrium is set up. This equilibrium, it can be shifted to the right hand side if we will use any oxidizing agent here. If we'll use here an oxidizing agent, then the reaction, it will be shifted in the forward direction. So we can use nitric acid, iodic acid and all, which will oxidize the evolved HI into iodine. If this HI will convert into iodine, then the backward process will stop. Okay, like HI, it will react with iodic acid to form iodine, and when this iodine will be formed, backward reaction will stop. So why iodination of alkene is reversible? Because the HI which is formed in the reaction, it acts as a as a strong reducing agent, and the CH3I, it changes back to CH4. If you use a strong oxidizing agent, the reverse process will stop. Now one more question is there. See this one. Why alkyl fluorides are generally prepared by indirect methods? Why we cannot prepare these directly? It is because the fluorination of alkene, it takes place with explosive violence. When in higher alkene, the carbon-carbon bond, it ruptures, there is explosion. That's why if fluorination has to be done, then it is done by indirect method, like mercury fluoride is used and it is heated. This chloroethane, it is heated in presence of mercury chloride, and this displacement will take place. So this method is used for preparing these fluoroalkenes. Now the general characteristic from the preparation of alkene, from alkenes we are preparing here haloalkenes. Yes, the first one is the reactivity of haloalkene. If you'll see, fluorines, they are highly reactive, explosive reactions. Then chlorination, then bromination and iodination, it is very difficult. The complex mixture where we are obtaining the mono and poly substituted halides, such complex mixture, if it is there, then we can separate all these mono and poly substituted halide by the use of fractional distillation process, in which the fractionating column, it is too long. And the third one is the ease of substitution of different type of hydrogen atom in alkene. Suppose an alkene chain is there and a hydrogen atom has to be substituted, and its substitution, it will take place by any halogen if it is there. Then if tertiary hydrogen atom is there, then this tertiary hydrogen atom can easily be replaced by any halogen. Then secondary hydrogen atom, and the removal of the primary hydrogen atom is quite difficult. So this is the ease of the substitution. This can be substituted very easily, then secondary and then primary. Now preparation, this hydrocarbon only we will continue with alkenes. From alkenes we will prepare haloalkanes. Haloalkanes can be prepared by adding halogen acids. Halogen acids means HX. This X can be Cl, Hi, Br, anything. Okay. Two types of additions takes place here. Actually, if symmetrical alkene is there, symmetrical means equal number of carbon atoms are on the on the sides of the alkene. If it is there, like this double bond, here and here equal number of carbon and hydrogen are there. Carbon obviously equal will be there. If hydrogen are also equal, in such alkenes, if addition of HBr will take place, then this bond will break. At one carbon, one hydrogen will attach, and at the other carbon, one Br will attach. Okay, at one carbon this hydrogen will be attached, and at another carbon this Br will be attached. This can take place in any ways, anywhere hydrogen and anywhere bromine can attach themselves. So here we'll get to bromobutane, but if unsymmetrical alkenes are there, unsymmetrical means see this CH3 CH double bond CH2. This carbon is having one hydrogen and this carbon is having two hydrogen, and here in between double bond is present. If such alkenes are there, then special rule is followed which is called Markovnikov's rule. It is named after the scientist. According to Markovnikov's, during the addition of an unsymmetrical reagent, if any unsymmetrical reagent is being added which is of type HX, and if this unsymmetrical reagent is being added to any unsymmetrical alkene, the negative part, negative means X, the negative part of the reagent goes to that carbon atom of the double bond which carries smaller number of hydrogen atoms. See, negative part means this negative part, this bromine will go to that carbon atom of the double bond. This is the double bond, these two are the carbon atom. So this Br will go to that carbon atom of the double bond which is having lesser number of hydrogen. See, this is having two hydrogen atoms and this is having only one hydrogen atom. It means that the negative part will go to that carbon atom which is having lesser number of hydrogen atom. Okay, and in between these two carbon atom a double bond is present. Now double bond which carries the smaller number of hydrogen atoms, comma, whereas the positive part, here the positive part is hydrogen of the reagent, it get attached to that carbon atom, it will attach itself to that carbon atom of the double bond which is having larger number of hydrogen atoms. So if HBr it is being added to propene, then Br will go to this carbon atom of the double bond having the lesser number of hydrogen atoms, and hydrogen, this positive part, will go to that carbon atom of the double bond which is having larger number of hydrogen atoms. So the product which we will obtain, it is 2-bromopropane. Okay, but here a condition is there. If any organic peroxide is present, if this addition is taking place in presence of any peroxide like benzoyl peroxide C6H5CO, CO C6H5, if any peroxide is there, then some changes will take place, and the changes are like in presence of any peroxide, the addition of HBr to unsymmetrical alkene takes place contrary to Markovnikov's rule. It will take place in opposition of the Markovnikov's rule. It means that the negative part will go to that carbon atom of the double bond which is having larger number of hydrogen atoms, and positive part will go to that carbon atom of the double bond which is having lesser number of hydrogen atoms. This effect where peroxide is used, this effect is called peroxide effect or Karasch, Kharach, Karasch effect, and this is effective for HBr only, not for HCl and HI. Okay, see here, this is propene again, and addition of HBr is taking place in presence of benzoyl peroxide, means anti-Markovnikov's rule. Okay, anti-Markovnikov's rule will take place here, and negative part of the adding reagent will go to that carbon atom which is having larger number of hydrogen atom, means the product which we will get here is CH3 CH2 CH2 Br. So this was the preparation of haloalkanes from hydrocarbons. Thank you.